What's up guys? I had a request for this half butterfly stuff. So here, for the entries, the first one that's very easy is use your knee shield, extend your whole body away, extend from your hips, from your back, and then you can just take your foot from the outside to the inside. But we need to first make space, so while we have this knee shield, we're going to do this really big extension, extend our leg out, and then swim our foot to the inside until it's inside their thigh, and now we're in half butterfly. The other option for entering it is from the lockdown. As somebody pressures into us, we do the lockdown, the outside foot comes to the inside, and now we lace our legs, and now we do this big extension, and once their knee is disconnected from our butt, we can just pummel in a butterfly hook. Now we can immediately go into sweeps or do whatever we want from there. Again, they have the half guard, we go to the lockdown, we extend. Once I feel the extension, you pull your foot out, you take your butterfly hook, and now you can look to come up, start sweeping, catch an overhook, do whatever you want. If our opponent is very passive, the first thing I like to do is try to enter the legs. I try to get underneath their knee, I connect a gable grip or an S grip, and I try to pull their leg to my face. As I use my butterfly knee, as my knee comes up and pushes his hips away, we can enter the legs, heel hooks, knee bars, pick the toes up, dig on the heel hook, do whatever we want. So while we're in this half butterfly, I dig on the leg, gable grip, I pull my knee all the way up to the top of the hip. I'm going to talk about this later. And I use that to wedge his leg off the mat. Knee bar, you can just go to X guard and wrestle up if you don't like to do leg locks. It's very easy from there. Make sure you use that knee. For the butterfly sweep, what I like to do is reach for the leg, and as they cross face, we grab a gable grip, a shoulder crunch position behind the shoulder, and now we just do a little butterfly sweep. As he reaches for the crossface, I bite on his shoulder, forearm across the throat, and with my butterfly hook, I elevate my partner, finishing the sweep. For the choi bar, it's the same thing. I reach for the legs, they crossface, we bite on the shoulder, we pin their shoulder to our stomach. As I pull down, my forearm gets replaced by my shin, very important detail. And from there, I use my knee to turn them away, and now we pummel our foot all the way over the top. And now we have arm bars, kimuras, and whatever else we want. So as we come in, I'm reaching for the leg, trying to enter the legs. They crossface. We hit our shoulder clamp, pull our knee to their neck, replace it from our forearm, dig our knee up and over the top, and the foot comes all the way over. Now we have arm bars and kimuras. In half guard, I'm always playing with this dilemma between trying to wrestle up or dive on the legs, and as my partner drives me flat, they expose that shoulder, and we can immediately enter shin to face, choi bar, stomp over the top, and now we're attacking. I mentioned this already, but it's such an important detail. As I pull their leg to my face, I need to use my knee shield and my knee to push their hips away. This is what elevates their leg. I pull the knee to my face, and I use my knee shield to push him away. Now his leg comes off the mat. Now we can wrestle up, look for leg locks, or do whatever we want. I'm pulling the knee to my face, and my knee shield elevates his hip. Now we can wrestle. The bear trap is a calf slicer when you try to do any type of butterfly sweep and they step up on the side that you were trying to do the sweep on. So for me, my left foot is butterfly sweeping. He steps up on his right foot, and now I lock a triangle choke past his leg and I grab the far thigh. And now we have a little calf slice on the leg for the bear trap submission. Here's a better angle with my partner doing it. I stepped up, maybe I'm trying to floating pass, and my foot lands between his legs. So now he locks a triangle choke, foot behind the knee. Now he grabs under my far thigh and starts extending, and there's the calf slice. One more time, he tries to sweep me, I step up, my foot is on the mat now, and he still has that butterfly hook. Now he locks a triangle choke, foot behind the knee, and now he reaches under my far thigh and starts extending out for that submission. I've mentioned this already, but I want to try to attack both the upper and lower body. When I reach for the lower body and they grab my head, we take the shoulder clamp, we go for the sweep, we go for the choi bar. If I reach for the upper body and he backs up, we can grab the lower body. I try to reach for the leg, he lets me, and we can drag it over top, start looking for our leg locks, or for wrestling up. For passing half butterfly, what I like to do is try to get double unders, or at least my elbow in front of the thigh. Once I'm there, I start walking their thigh outwards, down towards the mat, and then it's very easy to actually just kind of tripod up and step over the knee. So while we're here in this half butterfly, I try to flatten them out on their back and get my elbow and my forearm in front of their thigh. So now it's in front. Now I try to flatten them out using a crossface or just bringing my arms in front of their hips. And now I can start tripoding my hips high and I can start walking over the butterfly hook. Some of the students watching me record had some questions about some specifics. So for the Choi bar, I need to make sure that the shoulder twists forward and it rolls forward so that his elbow is not pointing down and so it's pointing up. Right here, his elbow's pointing down. That's no bueno, no good. I need to pull his shoulder into my belly button, rolling it forward. Now I can use my shin and we can dig over the top. Another question I had was how I do my back take from here. As I do the Choi bar, if somebody starts dropping all their weight on that same side hip, making it very difficult to disconnect their hands, what we're going to do here is we're going to get onto our head and we're going to do a big back step. And now we're on the back. We saw this at the CJI. As we go for the Choi bar, we tuck over the top. As they put weight on that same side leg, because my leg is tucked through, they're going to crush my calf here, crush my foot. So right here, he's going to sprawl and start crushing my foot right there. So now I'm going to get up on my head, post my hand, hit a big back step. Now we have the back takes. The elbow to knee transfer is super important. While I have the shoulder clamp, my forearm lifts his chin up and it gets replaced by my shin. I crank his neck upwards with my grip. I have that gable grip, the no thumbs grip, and then I replace my forearm with my knee, and now we can start working to get the leg over the top. To get the leg over the top, I'm pulling my heel to my butt, making sure I'm not extending my leg, I'm extending from my hip, which turns his head down, and now we can dig all the way over the top. From here, we can work arm bars. If the thumb is in the neck, you can just crank on the elbow itself right here for this arm crush. It turns down, you have the arm bar, he tucks it all the way near his hip, and we have the Kimura. And like I already showed, we also have the back take if they connect their hands and you can't get them free. Threading the needle is just the way that you build elevation with your hips. So look as my toes go onto the mat and I walk my leg all the way underneath through that butterfly sweep really slowly. So any butterfly sweep, once I have my butterfly hook with one leg, the other leg needs to tuck underneath the other knee. And now I'm going to get up on my toes to post to get my hips as high as possible. So one butterfly hook, my toes go under the other knee, and now my toes go on the mat as I push my hips into the air to help me build elevation for the sweep. So I thread the needle, threading the foot underneath, and you build your hips up just like the Uki's doing right there. So now when we apply it to a sweep, we come off camera a little bit right here, but he gets the shoulder clamp, right? And to build that elevation, right now he has a left foot butterfly hook. So his right foot is going to thread the needle, go underneath. There he is on his toes, and now he's up and through. Easy sweeps. This is not related to the video, but my Ukis asked about armbar and triangle finishes, so I was going to show them. Bicep slicing is on the near side wrist, where you lock your calf over the near wrist. But for white belts, a cool trick is you can do a little figure 4 over the far wrist every time their hands are connected to their chest. So if his hands are low to his chest, I just lock a little figure 4, my calf crushes his wrist into his body, and now we can finish the armbar. If there's a disconnect between their hands and their chest, it's hard to crush, it's easy to transition to triangles. So here he's tight, I would use my calf, I crush, and now we can easily break the grip, and we're leaning back on the armbar. If his hands are connected, but they're kind of away from his chest, it's difficult to crush, it's easy to thread my foot through, and now we can fall to our side and start lacing this triangle, and you can still always just finish the armbar anyways. So his hands are tight, so I clamp over the top, figure 4, crossing those ankles, leaning on that armbar. When his hands are disconnected, we can shoot through for the triangle. Here, his hands are disconnected, so I shoot my foot through, and you can even bring your shin across the neck if you really want the armbar and you don't like doing the triangle. Or you can turn your knee and foot outwards, pointing it down under their neck, and you can force them to sit up, and now you have a very tight triangle. I just showed you can feed your bottom foot through, you can also feed your top foot through, fall up, and now you have a rear triangle, like a triangle off the back. That one's very strong, it's one of my favorites. Again guys, this is a request video. Till next time, let's get it.